So hello YouTube and welcome to another exciting episode of Slotted In There. It's episode 5 in this season. We're sort of getting midway sort of thing. What we're aiming for, we'll find out, won't we? And 5 is obviously good. You need your 5 a day, or your fruit and vegetables, stay healthy. Go out and frolic in the fields, run around in the lovely blue sky. But the 5 a day that you need, at least today, is our 5 a day. And you've got a bit of gaming, you've got a bit of technology, and of course you've got myself, Tim and Damien.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, that was an intro. There you go. So how are we this this week, gentlemen? How are you feeling, Damien, after last week when you were feeling a bit under the weather?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Thank you very much. All back to abnormal. So all's good.
Jolly good, jolly good. Brilliant. Right. Have you got anything exciting to say? Tell us this week, gentlemen, before we get into it.
I'm better.
Well
You're
done.
better. That's good. Well, I've got something we could talk about. I thought we'd talk about some hard facts, gentlemen. Hard facts I found on the internet. And when I say hard facts, it's facts about hard drives. So did you know the world's first 1 terabyte hard drive was introduced by IBM in 2007, and it was the size of a small refrigerator? Apparently. That's pretty big, isn't it? But more amazingly, if these facts are true, so please come to me, the world's first 1 terabyte solid state drive was introduced only 2 years later in 2009. Another brilliant hard fact in my mind. The world's largest data center, the Range International Information Group data center in China, spans over 6.3 million square feet. That's a lot of hardness in hard drives there, isn't it? But the best one, or not the best one, a really interesting one, is in Russia. It's illegal to manufacture storage drives with exactly capacity of 1,000 gigabytes. Do you know why?
Please enlighten us.
It's because the KGB takes identity theft seriously. Let's get on with the show.
Not sure if he's ever going anywhere with any of this.
1,000 gigabytes, so a kilobyte, gigabyte, KGB takes identity theft. Do you know? Do I have to explain the jokes? Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are into the part of the show where we talk about what games we have played this week. Could it be something good? Could, from a retro or, modern times that you want to get your teeth into, or could it be a terrible card game that, Tim comes up with again? We will find out. Who would like to go first this week, gentlemen?
Tim, let's get it over and done with.
Let's get it over and done with. Is it a card game?
No. I just went outside. Roll the clip. You see what I mean? The other boys have been picking on my game choices recently. I don't like it. So I decided, rather than play a game, I would go outside and feel the Arizona sunshine on my face. Oh, yeah, all right. I played Arizona Sunshine. I had a holiday in VR. Might as well talk about it now.
Guess this is it, Fred. Damn. Well, hey, I'm sorry things didn't work out between us, buddy.
Guns, physics, and zombies. That's more or less all you need to know about the game. It harks back to a simpler time. A time of things like Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, shit. Damn, Freddy. Got you good, didn't I? Oh, well. Gotta get going, buddy. Start the day. Hey, break a leg, ugly.
However, despite its similarities with Left 4 Dead 2, the frying pans cannot be used to take out the zombies. It's guns only. But then again, who doesn't like head-popping zombies? This is just fun, even if my aim in the early game sucked. Now this game is just beautiful to look at. I mean, occasionally there has been the odd little glitch. I got stuck in a car door for a good 15 minutes, and it turned out just moving my head slightly got me out.
Whew. That took quite a bit of ammo.
The zombies are pretty dynamic. You can more or less take them to pieces, like Bikini PPE zombie here. And they will still keep coming for you. kind of grisly, but it makes a point that they're not that easy to kill without a headshot. Now, Left 4 Dead 2 does zombie hordes. However, Arizona Sunshine doesn't do hordes in quite the same way. At the end of the day, you do have to aim using the iron sights on your gun, and when you start to get overrun by a horde, aiming more or less goes out of the window. Arizona Sunshine 2 is now available. That means that the price of Arizona 1, certainly on something like CD keys, makes it a bit of a bargain to pick up right now. Alright, let's see if the guys can take the mick out of me for picking a stupid game this time. In your face, boys. Well, okay, boys. Give me your best shot. Come on. Zombies, guns. There's no cards in this.
Well, first of all, I have to beg to differ to that, because if you looked at the table, there was cards on there. I thought, here we go.
Yeah,
He's telling us it's zombies, but they're sliding in with a card game there. Just saying.
Okay,
Just saying.
okay, but that is not. But you can't interact with those cards. They are just on the table. They are purely set dressing. That's it. The main meat of the game. The meat of the game is shooting and zombies, and it's in VR. You know.
Well,
I mean, it looked pretty good, didn't it? God, Damien.
It's really good.
It's VR, Tim. There's not a lot on screen, is there? It's like you've picked like the most childlike game of zombies you could find. There's no real body count in it, mate. Come on, try harder.
How? Like I go VR. I go zombies, I go guns, and what, you're still going to berate me for this? This is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt.
It's how we roll, isn't it, here? I mean, my initial thoughts after watching the clip was the juxtaposition from playing card games to shooting limbs off zombies makes me think Tim needs psychological profiling. Just my thoughts. Write down in the comments below what you guys think as well. But yeah, brilliant.
I'm perfectly stable about 30% of the time.
Brilliant. Do you want to do your game next, Damien?
Yes, I'll do my game now, because it's a game unlike what Tim played, which was for children. Anyway, I played Wonder Boy and the modern version of it. Let's have a look at the VT. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. This game has been reworked by Lizard Cube, and it delivers a retro gaming cult classic but with a HD glossy finish, along with an updated soundtrack. But if you want to play with the 8-bit graphics on, they've included that feature, along with the original audio to go with it. And at any time you feel like swapping over from the modern day polish to the retro look original, you can. Or if you're feeling a little saucy, why not have a mixture of both enabled? You play as the game's classic character Hugh Man, or the newly added Hugh Girl, and you work your way through the levels defeating the dragons to find the Salamander Cross, the cure for the curse bestowed onto you by the Mecha Dragon. This curse leaves you being part human and part lizard. However, the curse intensifies with every slain dragon by changing you into a different animal, such as a mouse, a lion, and even a hawk, to name just a few. In my opinion, this is an excellent throwback game, which will leave you in a classic platformer nostalgia state while playing through a whimsical and charming adventure. The only issue I have with this, and it's not a bad thing, but the controls definitely feel dated under the new skin, but that adds to the character of the game, I suppose. If this genre of gaming tickles your pickle, then it's worth catching hold of. And it may be worth noting that on occasion, the Epic Store sales incorporate this gem of a game, and sometimes they give it away too.
It's like a game for kids for me. whatever.
let's face it now, this is a classic game. I like my retro, as clearly Damien does, and I love this game. What I loved about this anyway, obviously it's Wonder Boy, which all the games are just amazing, but I did really love that new sort of art style they've done to modernize it.
Yeah.
But being a retro enthusiast, I do love that feature that you can go back to the 8-bit version, and if you do want to be cheeky, like you say, swap between the two musics, and new and old. Oh, chef's
I'll,
kiss.
I'll
I mean,
I'll be honest. I did play different levels, tweaking the different settings between new and old, and it just added a whole new dimension to actually playing it.
You know,
It
my
was
game
great.
had zombies and guns in, right? You were there for that, weren't you? In VR?
I mean, you don't need all that fancy stuff. Like I said, the 8-bit graphics, gameplay here.
This
Gameplay.
this is what games are supposed to be like, where you actually interact and submerge yourself into the character and playing
You
through the
can't get
levels.
you can't get more immersive than VR.
Well,
you can
Goodness
actually do
sakes.
it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Isn't it your
that's a
turn,
great
Chris?
game. And again, we're doing one rubbish, one good game so far. So let's see if I can pull out of the bag with the third game this week. And I've been playing SteamWorld Dig 2.
Ooh.
So, SteamWorld Dig 2, it's a very good game, this one. It's obviously the sequel to SteamWorld Dig, and if you played SteamWorld Dig, your main character in that one that you play as is suddenly missing in SteamWorld Dig 2, so you're playing as a different character and one of our friends looking for them. And there's a whole case of earthquakes sort of happening around the area or on the planet, and they're all blaming it on your character from the first game, saying he's gone bad, and it's all his fault. So it's your mystery to go and find out what's happened to your friend and what's causing all the earthquakes. As with the first SteamWorld Dig game, it's a game where you go down and just dig through the ground really to get to different areas, but also you collect resources. And when you collect all resources, you can then sell them to buy upgrades for your character. You can also find these little cogs that then do different upgrades as well. Once you've bought extra things, so if you've updated your pickaxe, then it'll do something else. If you add more cogs to the slot, to make it more indestructible, or to hurt enemies more, to get some extra coins back when you kill an enemy with it, something like that. And also, as you're going through, digging through the ground into different areas, you can update your actual robot that you are digging about at certain points. So you get upgrades then, so you can get like a projectile gun to fire projectiles, and some boots to like fly around, different power-ups in those sort of sense to help you along the mission. It's not a too taxing game. It's a quite nice sort of one you can just throw on and play for a bit, just happily going along, digging, collecting more resources, and obviously finding out in the story what's going on a bit. It's got little puzzle areas that are quite tricky in places where you get the extra additional cogs to update your character, upgrade your character. Some of them I could do, some of them are pretty hard as well, but they're not mandatory. You can choose to do them or not, but like I say, so you get extra cogs to get through it. But I managed to get enough cogs just lying about the place and doing a few of those puzzles to get me to the end of the game. And again, it's a nice short game in my sense. It's about 6 hours I think it took me to do it, and yeah, it's just one you can just throw on and have a little play. A bit like the first game, the only real challenge is towards the end, and the final boss is really hard, but the rest of it, there's some little boss battles, but they're quite easily done, especially if you powered up your character. So if you just want a sort of game just to throw on and relax a bit, maybe after playing a big hard game, or a Resident Evil, something that's messed you up a bit, you just want to throw something on to relax and chill, this is your sort of game. And like I say, it's not too long to do. I played it on Game Pass at the moment, but I've bought it on other systems as well because it's been quite cheap. So yeah, it's just a nice little game to play. Thoughts then, gentlemen, what do you think of my game this week?
Just a bunch of digging, innit?
Yeah.
I dig it, mate. I thought it was quite decent. Level platforming, digging and tunneling, collecting items. To me, it's a winner. Bloody good game.
It's a good game. It's what you. It depends what you want from a game. Like I say, if you plan to go and get totally immersed in it, it's not really the game for you. It's a nice game you can just throw on after maybe a big session of a big card game that Tim's been doing, and just calm down from all that exciting aces and hearts and stuff and clubs. You can just calm down with a bit of digging in the ground, and then move on. I mean, generally, it was back in the same PS1 when I played Resident Evil 2, because that was really scary at the time. Once you finished playing that, you couldn't go straight to bed. You're like, I've got to play a bit of Buster Move or something just to chill out. And it's that sort of game, but you could play a big, heavy game, and you're like, I just need something to wind me down from all their adventures, and you're just going along digging. It's very methodical, quite enjoyable. You can level up your little character, and it's a nice little story. But if you just want to play it in one sitting, it's a short little game. So I think for the market, what it's aiming at is good.
It's ideal to just fill in that little bit of time that you have here and there, isn't it? It's an ideal game to play.
That's it, yeah. Spot on. So
About
2 out of 3 ain't bad again.
I want to know from the viewers what game they would like to play out of the 3 that were picked down in the comments. That's what I want to know.
It's quite easy. It'll be Wonder Boy.
I think it'll be Wonder Boy. Let's go into the future.
Every time.
Oh, look, it's like Wonder Boy. Can't play him. Can't argue with the viewers.
Let's move along. Move along.
So here we are once again at What the Tech, the segment of the show where we look at a bit of technology from the past or in the present that you may want out there. It's just absolutely amazing. You will want to buy it, and we'll try and put links in the description below because it will be something you can buy out there. Are you ready, gentlemen, for this week's piece of tech?
Do it.
Born ready.
Talking like this. But
I'll walk it. Always do.
There we go, gentlemen. What do you think of that?
Looks like plastic with thumbtacks in.
Or somebody's learnt to grow brass mushrooms.
Or somebody's loaded up a shotgun with a bunch of thumbtacks. I don't think these are particularly good guesses so far, Damien. Are you going to give us some options, Chris?
I think this is like, you know, like the fidget spinner and that kind of thing. I think so. I think this is something along that line.
Fair enough. All good guesses. All good guesses. Shall I give you your options, gentlemen? Let's see what we got. So, is it a shoe that provides acupuncture as you walk? Is it a facial toning mask to help prevent aging? Or is it erotic mini pinball machine that makes suggestive noises to get you in the mood for love?
All right, I've got to admit that this time you've got me a bit stumped.
Good.
Finally. I think I know what I'm going to go for, but I'll let Damien have a little think about it first.
Right. A shoe that provides acupuncture as you walk. By looking at what's on that image, it's a rigid plastic and it's got screws in. It won't move whilst you walk.
Do you not think they could go in a bit if you push on them?
I think they can, but I don't think there's any flex in the plastic or whatever that is that they're shoved into. So I don't think as you walk it would bend and flex and provide the massage you require.
All right.
Acupuncture.
I don't like the idea of somebody sticking needles in my feet.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of somebody sticking needles in me, full stop, let alone in my feet. But
just don't like the idea of anybody near my feet. But facial toning mask to help prevent aging. Is that like electrotherapy? You put that and it's definitely not C. It can't possibly be.
It can't possibly be.
Are you
C.
sure?
No, I'm with you on that. That's just.
I'm going to go B. What about, unless you want to go first, Tim? What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm leaning towards B for sure. Because I think you're looking at the inside of the face mask there. So those ends, as you say, probably pass an electric current, and somehow this magically prevents you from aging, which is obviously complete nonsense. But that doesn't mean to say that people won't pay money for it, and that means that somebody probably make it. So,
what do
you think? Should we? Well, if you said B first, you can have B.
I
will.
You can both pick the same one if you want. It's fine.
If you want to get, no, we're narrowing down the odds here. If you want to go B, I'll take A.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take B.
A for me.
Okay, gentlemen. I think you're going to be shocked when it's a pinball machine. But there you go. The correct answer is it's B. It's a facial toning mask to help prevent aging. And let's just have a look at the front of the mask so you can see it.
Oh my God.
That's not weird or creepy at all.
it's a great fashion accessory, isn't it, to help
I'm
tend the
pretty
face.
sure I saw in the 80s a horror film with that in it.
I mean, it does look uncanny, but you wouldn't want to like face copyright or anything, so it's clearly different.
Could you
You
imagine
definitely.
turning round to the significant other that's donned it, and you're not aware they're wearing it? The amount of brown that would vacate your trousers after seeing that. Wow.
Yeah. And I did have some write up, but basically, yes, it puts electrical pulses through your face essentially, and it's really good, and it's been quite popular. Yeah, you can actually get these different versions of it. This is the original one, but you can get more modern ones that I don't know. They've sort of changed the style of it for some reason. I don't know why, but
Well, it does seem to be sort of puckering up for a kiss, doesn't it?
yeah, it's like,
Did you say this is the new version?
oh no. This is the original
Okay.
version that came out. Yeah, back in the 90s, I
It's
believe, but
horrifying.
it's not changed too much, to be fair. But I think they've changed a bit. There might have been some copyright thing put in there. I don't know.
Why did they
But
give it eyebrows?
But it kind of has. I think maybe you could just paint them on.
yeah, I think if you paint it, like you say, paint the eyebrows and paint the lips a bit, you wouldn't be as worried, would you? You'd be fine sitting next to your other half doing
Does
it.
it come with stickers?
Do.
Oh, yes.
That was what the tech this week.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, guys. So this week's kind of discussional topic, if you like, is going to be basically what's the future of gaming technology in the next 10 years going to kind of resemble or be? What are your thoughts?
It's a
Well,
tough one.
it's a tough one. I want to dive straight in there with a counter sort of question: is do you think we'll actually have consoles in the next 10 years in the gaming space?
Certainly, Nintendo will have.
Don't know, because everybody's sort of moving away, aren't they? To cloud. Like if you look at the Xbox sort of model in this sense, isn't it? Everything they're aiming towards is just having Game Pass as a service. So you can like get the app already, can't you, on your telly and everything? And this is what everybody's talking about: is will you need a box? Will you? Because it'll already be built in. You can have it on your phone and other devices. So is there any need for the actual console? You just buy a controller and a subscription and away.
They would
Well,
need to overcome some serious problems with that at the moment in terms of things like lag. If you're streaming a game, then they have to stream the image to you. Then you create your inputs on whatever controller you may be using, which then has to be fed all the way back to their server. And then for that to then update and send the image back to you again, it does create a serious lag issue. For competitive gaming, forget it. You wouldn't be able to do it at the moment with our current tech. So maybe in the
that's
next
current.
10 years.
That's what I mean.
I
It's
don't
10
know.
years.
I mean, Microsoft have been gearing up for the cloud technology, if you like, for quite a few years now. And I think the fact they've already got partnerships with NVIDIA, I think they've got some with the TV companies, LG, Samsung, and those where the app is going to be actually in the smart TV. They've got a deal with Amazon to put the app on the Fire Stick. So that is going to be your console, I think. You're going to have a bit of a meaty update hardware-wise to any of these devices that are going to be streaming.
I mean,
Yeah.
thinking about it, what they could do is they could take a more modular approach to it, rather than having huge data centers with vast amounts of CPUs and GPUs and everything. Have smaller buildings, like just one in every city, town, wherever, and that way you significantly can reduce the amount of input lag from a user, and then they can all communicate with each other, so you can play with your friends all over the world. That might work a bit better.
There you go.
And
You're
it would
already
still
solving the
work.
problem, Tim. You're already solving it, so it could happen in 10 years. You're already doing it. Well, what do you think? I suppose exactly like Damien just said, isn't it? Xbox, and Microsoft are already ahead of the game with this. And what we found with Sony, isn't it? Obviously, Microsoft came out with Game Pass first, and they were just a bit slower. They then came out with their PlayStation, whatever it's called, subscription thing where you get games anyway, isn't it? Plus, whatever it is, extra, and all those things. But so I think Sony would definitely follow that. So in 10 years, like I say, we could have got rid of consoles by them, or do you think maybe a bit like the Nintendo's gone? Because Nintendo's sort of always a bit different, but they've gone the handheld way, haven't they, with the Switch? So it's essentially the handheld that you can plug into your telly as well to play on there. So do we think maybe we might have more handheld consoles? Like I say, because you obviously got the Steam Deck, isn't it, to take around? So would they maybe go smaller like that, and it could be a little thing that you could then plug into your telly, but then it also has the app on to stream higher quality at that point when they start streaming out and everything potentially?
I think the way Microsoft are doing things, I think it's going to be a case of a little bit like what Real did with their 3DO technology. They went, this is the spec. If you want to make one, it has to meet the minimum of this, and then you have to license it from us. And then it's just going to be Xbox a service. That's it. It's not going to be a console as we know it today. I think Nintendo have kind of gone down a route where they're stuck with less powerful hardware, but the games that they make for it are fit for everybody. They're always been family focused with their game entertainment. And I think at the minute, Sony's just gone right off the rails, don't really know what they're doing, and who knows? They're on the back foot now to play catch up with everybody else, but yet they're the world leader in sales with everything. But who knows, in 10 years, that could change. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, do we get a scenario? Because it happened to Sega, huge in the 90s, and then within 10 years, they were gone. Could Nintendo potentially be out of it? I suppose any company, like say Sony, could be out of it, but I'd probably be more concerned that Nintendo, with doing the sort of less, powerful machines and the reliance on games, you could easily see them potentially being out of a window in 10 years.
Maybe go like Sega, just into software licensing.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? So we could all play Mario Kart on an Xbox. Be great. We love that, wouldn't we?
I think just because we were talking about handhelds, one of the things that I've noticed that's sort of been a recent trend, especially with things like, as you say, the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and that kind of stuff, is that people are actually now switching to having their gaming rig as just one of these little devices. You just plug it in with a Type-C straight into a monitor. It's so convenient, and they can run surprisingly large number of games with these sort of Ryzen APUs. What they're capable of is astonishing, and I think that that's possibly something that we're going to see more of in the future. That we're going to see less dependence on graphics cards and more dependence on integrated graphics on a CPU die.
I mean, the smaller, lightweight, less power intrusive devices are better because there's a push back in the market again, like we saw with the Game Boy, the Game Gear, the Lynx. We're going back to that, but we've got more power in our hands to keep playing those top titles, and we can still play online, tether the phone, or connect to a local Wi-Fi like in a coffee shop, and you can take the game with you and continue. The futures look, to me, gaming wise, it's looking exceptionally good, even down the path with VR getting far superior as it used to be. It's all looking good. There's nothing I can say bad that couldn't possibly happen now, unless the bubble bursts in the gaming industry.
Is VR not just a fad though, and that'll be gone in 10 years? Because there's only so many like zombie games and card games Tim can play on it.
I don't think so. I think it's improving in an interesting way. I think that what we're starting to see now with certain headsets that are becoming available to the public, where they are much lighter, much more convenient to wear, They have much better motion clarity, which vastly decreases the amount of motion sickness and things that people have experienced. I know that Damien's had problems with it in the past, and I've come out of like a long session in VR with a cracking headache that just lasted for 24 hours afterwards. So with the improvements that we're seeing, and especially when we're starting to see how technology is shrinking down to fit this kind of form factor, combine that with augmented reality, and I think we're probably going to start seeing people walking around in the streets. You know how Google Glass never really took off? Now I think the technology is caught up enough where something like that might take off.
Doesn't the Apple goggles or whatever they're called, don't they
The
do
Vision, I think, yeah.
whatever? It's an Apple product, you know.
It's expensive.
Overhyped and over expensive for what it actually does.
Terrible for gaming up here as well.
But you can still play card games on them.
Oh,
that's
God,
all
yeah.
you need.
I mean, no. Why would you?
High resolution casino tables. You're gonna get into this, Tim.
So one thing that I'm curious about is peripherals and how this is going to change as well, because this is something that again probably feeds a little bit into VR, because the peripherals that you use in VR are going to be wildly different to what you would normally sort of throw around with like a mouse and keyboard and that kind of thing. So I think, you know, things like the Virtuix Omni, you guys know about that? It's basically sort of a running on the spot treadmill thing. So you're going to, well, I think we saw one, didn't we, Damien?
Yeah, we did.
At a sort of retro gaming place that we went to, and they had a Virtuix Omni. So it's, just in case anybody doesn't know, it's basically a sort of band that straps around your waist, and you wear some special shoes on a sort of concave surface. So you're effectively running on the spot. So you use that as your controller for moving around in the environment. And this is an interesting way of sort of bringing exercise into gaming, but I don't know that something like that would necessarily take off. However, things like haptic feedback and that kind of stuff could be pretty interesting for like a VR shooter or something along those lines. And we're starting to see some of that sort of stuff appear. Have you guys seen anything like that?
Some bits and pieces. I didn't actually know that was the name of the running apparatus for VR. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Good idea to call it that. I think we should go full bodysuit.
Yeah. Why not?
Without a doubt.
Ready Player One and all that.
Yeah.
I'd love to see in a cat suit.
Right. Only on weekends. But I think, like in the future, I think you'd have to go that sort of way, because haptic feedback, like you get it in your controller now, it's bloody annoying. If anything, I turn it off. But I suppose if you're wearing it in a bodysuit and you want to feel that in full VR immersion, proper immersion.
Yeah, you get like a bullet hit and the pad vibrates in the right place on your body. Yeah.
But I mean, you'd have to condense that down and make it cheaper to have in your home, wouldn't you, for it to really take off? So, would people have the space or be willing to take up enough space to have a big rig?
Do you really turn off controller vibration? I'm like, I've wasted hours of my life making sure that it works in a game.
Yeah, you get paper cuts in those card games if you leave out haptic feedback.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Drains the battery quickly as well.
Well, it's annoying, but it's the way it's used. It's annoying, isn't it? It vibrates and all that lot. And like say when you shoot, and it's too powerful, it's just annoying sometimes. So it's best just to turn it off. It doesn't help immerse you into it. It detracts you from the game, takes you out of the immersion, if anything. So, but obviously, write in the comments below if you think I'm talking whatever.
Yeah, what you're talking is absolute nonsense, because what it does is it gives you another data point for the game that you're playing, so that it gives you information that you might not otherwise have. You're getting shot in the back, you want to know about that. Bzz.
How do you know you're being shot in the back, though, if your controller's like shaking? How's
because
that specifically in the
your controller is telling you you're being shot.
It's and if you're being shot,
not in your field
of view in
front of you, then it has to be behind you.
It could be a sniper or way up there. You just don't know, mate. You just
you don't know, but you know that you've been shot, so spin round.
Well,
you two are like an old married couple.
I know. Just God's sakes. Fair enough, then. So what we're basically thinking, to get a conclusion of this, or we'll keep jabbering for too long, is the future rosy? Do we think the next 10 years gaming it's healthy, or?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's progression that's in sight moving forward. So I think all is good.
I think what I'm looking forward to now, especially because we live in a country where electricity is expensive, and I think moving over to things like APUs, especially ones that are supposedly coming out that can contend with sort of mid-tier graphics cards, then that is a huge advantage, because you can basically play all your games on something that just sips electricity. That would be great.
Well, good then. But as always, people watching the show, make sure you write down in the comments, what are your thoughts? Get my words out. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? The future's rosy in the next 10 years? Have we talked? Can you think of any other tech that might be good that we haven't discussed here? But, let us know down in the comments below. And as always, we might then do a little, we obviously talk back to you anyway. We might do a little review episode and a little chatty letters episode, something like that. We'll talk back to you. All right. So just write something.
Recommend some card games for Tim.
Card games to Tim. There you go.
Oh my God.
It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters. It's your letters.
Next up, it's time for Viewers' Letters, where we solve your problems the only way we know how, by playing games. Over to you, Damien.
Some say he once waved at a blind person and they waved back. Others say he can make a snowman out of rain. All we know is he's the Games Meister.
Well, hello, boys. How are you all doing? I'm feeling a little under the weather myself, as you can probably tell. However, on to this week's viewer's letter. Here we go. I slot it in there, guys. Could you help me, please? I believe I've had a very universal lifestyle, with different career-defining roles. My favourite, though, was managing to jingle all the way to being the Governator. Sadly, however, on the 6th day of doing this job, I was forced to tell some true lies, and this led to some of my constituents becoming collateral damage, which I cannot erase from history or my conscience. Now, I'm no running man, but this made me create an escape plan, as I got the impression that I was becoming more expendable every 4 years. And the politics, well, some of it felt like sabotage, and I couldn't face the aftermath. So I've now stepped away from the dark fate and predator way of life and left it with someone that is more junior to take the reins and cope with that level of red heat. So, I'm in need of your guidance on a matter of what I do next in my life. In essence, this you could call my judgment day. However, as I feel I have already taken a Herculean amount of your time already, I will just commando directly to the dilemma before we reach the end of days. Now I'm retired, should I go back to my youth hobby of being a gym bunny with the risk of the modern day top ticker calling me feral, maybe even a barbarian, or become a kindergarten security officer? Hasta la vista, Arnie. P.S. Whatever the outcome, I'll be back with an update on how it's working out. And there we have it. An interesting dilemma for our muscle-bound friend. Do you think you can assist him in his endeavours? Let's find out. And this week, it will be Chris taking up the challenge. And Chris, you will be playing Arkanoid Eternal Battle. And your mission is to place first in Battle Arena mode. Play ball!
So, guys, what do we think? Should he be a gym bunny or an enforcer of the kindergarten law?
Well, having children myself, I can tell you that they need a lot of discipline because they don't probably get it at home. So maybe he should be enforcer of looking, keeping them in line, because most parents, probably like myself, just can't do it. So we need all the support we can get. So he should be looking after them, keeping them safe at school, keeping them on track, I feel.
Even though I don't have kids, I support education because I don't want to live in a country full of idiots. Tim endorses this product, I know the idea.
Just going to be difficult and choose. He should be a gym bunny and just be retired and live gracefully, doing his own thing. Get pumped up.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, obviously, I'm doing the challenge, so what I'm hoping for is if I succeed, he can go and secure the youth of the country and look after them and all that lot. And if I fail, then he can be a gym bunny. So we'll just have to see how I do. Let's check it out. Okay, 25 AI and me. Try and beat the computer. Go! Go, Arkanoid, go. Right, let's see what we can do. Now, I'm pretty rubbish at this stuff when it starts getting quick because my reflexes are rubbish. As the Games Meister probably knows. That's why I gave him the task. But we'll give it a go, see how we get on. Here we go. I think I want to get that. More points, good. I mean, there we go, that's alright. Oh, hello. I probably want that. Oh, I missed it. Too busy getting the power up. Never mind, never mind. Alright. I mean, when there's too much stuff going on the screen, I'm never going to be able to concentrate. Okay. Oh, that looks good. Will that mean it can just bounce off anything? We'll still try and win. Oh, well, that was rubbish. Come on. Cool. So some people have been eliminated. I don't know if I can actually be eliminated. Oh gosh. But we'll try not to. Oh, nearly. Too much stuff going on. Where's the giant ball? There it is. Oh, okay. Ah, oh, dear. Alright, come on, where are you? Hit that, good. Ooh. Oh, okay. Somehow in second, that's good. Oh, missed that one. Ooh. Oh, but I wanted that bonus. Darn. 8th, okay. Do we take these power-ups and get some more points? There we go, that'll do. Okay, that really didn't help the screen though, does it? Whatever I picked up. Ooh. No, but I wanted that. Ah, I lost both things. Gosh, I'm useless at this. Oh, I missed the power up. Oh, right, come on. Focus. Just hitting the ball, Chris. Oh my god. I'm doing pretty terrible at just hitting a ball. But this was the beauty of retro games, wasn't it? Back in the day. Simplistic, but quite difficult. Come on. Let's get some points up there. We're 9th. Is it 8th? Okay. 5th. Doing good. Oh, I can't see anything there. That was too much going on. Yeah, we'll get that. Right, more points. Ooh. Oh, too much. Oh, gosh. How did I even hit that? Right, you're going too quick now, ball. Can't cope. Too much stuff happening. Yeah, too much stuff happening there. Can't focus on that. Right. Oof. Ah! Need to just go all the way up and just hit stuff. Just bounce about up there for a bit and get lots of points. Please. There we go, just do this and bounce in there. Ooh. 9th. It's not good, is it? Still in the game, though. That's all we got to focus on. Oh, gosh. Come on. More points, more points. Get us up that leaderboard. Ooh. Oh, my goodness, that'll do. Come on, more points, more points, more points. Oh, that's going really quick. I'm never going to catch that. Oh, I did catch it. Well done. Ooh. It's getting too quick now. Where's that ball? Ah. Okay, let's go. Come on. I probably want these bonuses. There you go. I do want these. 5th. Oh no, gold. Yeah. Come on, just get loads of points in there. Don't bother coming back down here. Love it. Oh no. Oh no, it's coming back down here now. Oh. I need to ping it up there, don't I? There we go. Hit stuff there. Hit the bonuses. Yeah, we'll have them. I'll have these down here. Oh, yeah, get that one as well. Lovely. Get that one. Yes. Okay. Oh, hello. 11 players remaining. And I'm... Ah, I was 4th. Come on. Oh, you muppet. Hit the ball, Chris. Oh, it's all going Pete Tong now. Pressure's getting to me. 10 players and I'm 9th. That's not good. Oh my goodness, come on. How many balls? Too many balls on the screen now. Can't handle all these balls flying everywhere. Jesus. Oh, look at these big balls bouncing everywhere now. Jeez. Oh my goodness. Too many balls. It's hard enough to focus on one ball. Right, 5th. Really got to get more points. 4th. Come on, get more points. 8 players remaining. Oh my goodness. Going too quick. Oof. Oh, but I wanted the bonus. Oh my goodness, 7 players remaining. Gosh, I'm doing rubbish at this. How are we supposed to get first on this? Seems impossible in my mind, but we'll see how we get on. Oh, no. Thought it seemed impossible, and it was. That was pretty bad. 7th. Wow. I know I'm supposed to be good at retro games, but clearly I'm not good at these modern updated retro games. But there you go. I failed. I can live with it. Gosh darn you, Arkanoid. Gosh darn you. Guys, what can I say? There was just too many balls everywhere. I couldn't do it. Too many balls flying at my face one time. I couldn't handle it. So I failed miserably.
It was more balls than you're used to, I'm assuming.
Just far too many. You know, I can only focus on one at a time. I won't say I'm a typical man, but, you know, stereotypical man, but probably am the stereotype. Too many things. Whoa, can't handle it. So, yeah. But there we go. There we go. So, but we've still solved the problem. That's the main point of the task, haven't we? And that means good old Arnie here is going to be a gym bunny again. And hopefully he won't get picked on by those whippersnapper TikTokers. You go, Arnie. You go back to that gym and you show them what it's like to be, you know, a proper gym bunny and not just go to the gym to film TikToks. And that's the end of the show once again. I hope you really enjoyed your 5 a day today. And there was definitely all the things I said, gaming, tech, and us lovely free chaps there. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And don't forget to tell us what you think down in the comments.
And tickle the bell so you're aware of the next time we upload.
Brilliant. And finally, as we always do, to go away and end the episode, I've got an inspirational quote for you. And this one comes from Thomas J. Watson, who is the American businessman who was the chairman and CEO of IBM and oversaw the company's growth into an international force from 1914 to 1956. So knows his stuff. He's in his computers tech. And his quote is, "The way to succeed is to double your failure rate." So basically, I'm rubbish at computer games. I'm succeeding because I'm just keep going at failing and failing. More than doubling, I'm quadrupling. Just going, baby. Gone.
Just keep telling yourself that. It's fine.
I'm a pure success. I'm a success story. And on that blue screen of death, that's the end of the program. See you next time.
Turkey
Bye
said it more
bye.
with you lot.
With you.
Jesus Christ.